I'm going to read a book named Frozen. It's from The Big Bad Wolf. Oh, okay. The king of Arendelle was a busy and happy place, nestled among the mountains of the far north. At night, the colorful northern lights often lit up the sky in beautiful patterns. A kind king and queen ruled Arendelle. Their young daughters Elsa and Anna were joy of their lives, but the royal couple had a secret worry. Their oldest daughter, Elsa, has a magical power. She could create snow and freezing with her hands. Anna, the younger daughter, adored her big sister. Two were inseparable. One night, Anna convinced Elsa to sneak into the great hall in the castle and create a winter wonderland. But while the girls were playing, Elsa accidentally hit Anna with a blast of icy magic. Little Anna fell to the ground, shivering. A streak of white appeared in her hair. Frightened for her sister, Elsa called for help. The worried king and queen rushed their daughters to the realm of trolls. The trolls were mysterious healers who knew about magic. The wise old troll spoke to them. "You are lucky. It wasn't her heart that was struck," he said. "The heart is not so easily changed, but the head can be persuaded. We should remove all magic, even memories of magic, to be safe." The old troll was able to cure Anna by changing her memories, removing all magic from her mind. This means she wouldn't remember Elsa's magical power. The troll warned the king and queen. "Fear will be your enemy." Back in Arendelle, the king and queen felt more worried than ever. They locked the castle gates and taught Elsa to control her power so that no one would find out about them. But whenever she had a strong feeling, the magic spilled out. So the king gave her a pair of gloves to help hold it back. Elsa decided that to keep Anna safe, it would be best to stay away from her. As the girls grew, Anna kept trying to spend time with her sister, but Elsa always said that she was busy. She was afraid that she might hurt Anna again. As the years passed, the girls became more and more like strangers. Then, when the two were teenagers, the king and queen were getting lost in a storm at sea. The sister felt sadder and more alone than ever. When Elsa was old enough, it was her turn to become queen. The gates to the castle were opened for one day only to celebrate her coronation. Anna was excited to meet so many people, especially a handsome young prince named Hans. But Elsa was struggling to hide her powers. She just hoped that she could make it through the day without anybody finding out about them. To Elsa's relief, the celebration went exactly as planned. Everybody cheered for their beautiful new queen. Afterwards, a party was held in the great hall. Anna and Prince Hans spent the evening laughing, dancing, and talking. They had so much in common. Everything seemed perfect, so they made a big decision. Anna introduced Hans to Elsa and announced that they were going to be married. And Elsa was shocked. "You can't marry a man you just met," she told Anna. "You can if it's true love," Anna insisted. But Elsa would not listen to Anna's arguments. "My answer is no," she said firmly. "The party is over." Elsa started to leave the room, but Anna grabbed her hand. She was trying to make Elsa stay in top, but Anna accidentally pulled off her sister's glove. Anna kept agreeing. She was confused and angry. "Why do you shut me out?" she asked Elsa. "I can't live like this anymore." "Enough!" Elsa cried. An icy blast shot from her and covered her hand, sending a sheet of ice across the ballroom. Everyone stared in disbelief. Elsa fled the castle, devastated that her secret had finally been revealed, and terrified that she might hurt someone. "Stay away from me," she warned the townspeople. Everything around Elsa turned into ice as she ran. She stepped onto the forge, and the water flowed solid. She raced toward the mountains on the other side. Elsa climbed into the mountains, and with nobody around to worry about, she let all of her power loose for the first time. She felt free. A blizzard flew around her. She even transformed her own dress into a beautiful icy gown. As she neared the top of the mountain, Elsa created a magnificent, shining ice palace. At last, she felt like the person she was always meant to be. As a blizzard has covered Arendelle with snow, and everyone was panicking because it was the middle of summer. Anna knew that she had to find Elsa to thaw out the land. Plus, she wanted her big sister back. Now that Elsa's secret went out, they could finally be close again, leaving hands in charge of the kingdom. Anna rode into the mountains. The storm made the journey difficult, though, especially when Anna's heart threw her into the snow. Luckily, she spotted a small building up ahead. The building was wandering, Orkins Trading Post and Swana. Emma rushed in and immediately gathered up some supplies. A young man named Christoph was also collecting winter supplies. He mentioned that the storm was coming from the North Mountain. And I began asking questions. If the storm was on the North Mountain, Elsa would be there too. But Christoph was busy bargaining for supplies, feeling crowded. He finally blurted out, "Now, back up, while I'll deal with this crook." The insulted shopkeeper threw him out empty-handed into the snow. This gave Anna an idea. She found Christoph in the stable with his reindeer, Steven, and offered to give him the supplies he needed. In return, she asked that he take her up in the North Mountain. Finally, Christoph agreed. "We'll leave at dawn." "No," said Anna. We'll leave right now." Anna and Christoph climbed onto a sled, and Steven began pulling them up the mountain. At first, the journey was quite pleasant. Anna told Christoph all about Elsa and what happened in Arendelle. But suddenly, a pack of wolves began to chase them. Anna helped Christoph to fight off the wolves. Eventually, Steven was forced to leap across a deep gorge to escape the fierce creatures. The sled crashed into the rocks below, but Anna, Christoph, and Steven were safe. The trail continued into the forest on foot. They soon came across a beautiful winter scene. Anna was more eager than ever to find Elsa. She had to know more about her sister's amazing power. I never knew winter could be so beautiful, Anna said. "But it's so white," added a voice. "How about some color?" It was a sleeping snowman. "I'm Olaf," he said, explaining that Elsa had made him. Anna gave Olaf a carrot nose, then asked him to lead them to her sister. We need Elsa to bring back summer. Olaf grinned. I've always loved the idea of summer, he said, the warm sun on my face, getting a gorgeous tan, just doing whatever snow does in summer. But Anna and Kristoff were both thinking the same thing. Summer would not be a good thing for a snowman. The path up the mountain grew more and more difficult. Luckily, Olaf soon found the stairway made of ice leading straight to Elsa's palace. Whoa! Exclaimed Anna in awe. As they reached the top, the palace was amazing. They approached the front door and Anna knocked. After a moment, the door swung open. Elsa was worried to see Anna. She wanted to return home with her sister, but she knew that everything would be different now, that her secret was out. She also remembered how dangerous her powers could be. I think you should go, Anna, Elsa said.